welcome back to my channel. This is mirelle and today is a story time. I will tell you about the best once-in-a-lifetime experience I've ever had when I was 12 years old. It all happened when I traveled to Cancun with my family. It was the best trip I made with them. I remember I was so excited because it was my first time traveling abroad. I was a little nervous when we got on the plane because I tend to get vertigo easily. Also, I was starving since we hadn't had breakfast. The flight was at 3 a.m. and we were planning to have breakfast as soon as we got in Mexico. I slept the whole trip as I got dizzy watching some movie or series on the small TV on the seat. It was a long flight, I could say that, but I enjoyed it a lot because when you look at the window, you could see all the landscapes, the blue sky, the clouds, and it was very, very beautiful. I remember that a lot. I also took some photos, and I still have that with me. When we first arrived, we went straight to breakfast in the mid-morning to a restaurant that was recommended to us by the agent when we bought our tickets to Mexico. Then we went to rent a car so we wouldn't have to spend so much on cabs. Also, the daily rate of the car rental agency was an acceptable price, so we decided to go for it. Every time we travel, my dad rents a car as he says it's better than paying a lot of cabs or buses daily. Sometimes they can give you a discount if you pay in cash, or you only need your ID, driver's license, and the security deposit to take the car. So it's very easy for everyone to choose renting a car instead of paying cabs and buses every day. After that, we went to the shopping center to buy some summer clothes and stuff as we were traveling to Mexico on summer. We didn't have too much summer clothes at home to bring with us, so we decided to buy them in Mexico. We had saved that money for 2 months ago before the trip for shopping and buying some souvenirs. I remember we bought a peasant silk blouse matching some leather jeans because we had a formal event first, and we also bought some nylon summer dresses, cotton shirts, and oversized t-shirts. We forked out a lot of money because we bought some souvenirs apart from the clothes. I remember I bought a little backpack of Mexico that has some drawings of Chichen Itza. We went to eat at approximately 2 p.m. We bought some typical foods such as pozole and tacos on the street for lunch. They served us on cardboard dishes and gave us plastic cutlery. They just prepared natural and traditional food that was very inspirational for some tourists there. Also, you could say that international tourists, for example, the ones who come from the USA, were very excited to try this traditional food from Mexico. That's why I remember very well what I ate at that time. I chose a ground beef taco with onions and cheese on the top. I could have choose either ground beef taco or chicken taco because I like both, but I wanted to try something more traditional, so I chose the first option. It just took my breath away. It was so delicious that I thought I was dreaming. The small pleasures come in all shapes and sizes, it said. We all were craving for food since we arrived, so we ate a lot and it was delicious. After eating, we paid off the money to the seller. She was very nice and told us some stories. One of them was how she managed to open her business without any grant from outside or from other organizations, only her own capital. It was an awe-inspiring story that I still remember right now. It made me see things in a different light. With that story, I could see how people put so much effort on the things they like. For example, she put a lot of effort into her business, and right now it was the most popular in Mexico. We went back to the hotel at the dead of the night. We stayed there for the rest of the day while reviewing the itinerary for the next few days. I remember we woke up early the next day because we went to the beach and we wanted to see the dawn. I took oranges for breakfast because I don't like neither strawberry nor banana juice. And I also had some toast at the hotel. We had been at the beach since the crack of the dawn, and it is a whole different experience to go to the beach early in the morning and see the sunrise. At first, I was feeling a little sleepy, but then I enjoyed a lot. We went to the Delfines beach. It was such a beautiful beach in Cancun. I think it's the most famous one. I just couldn't believe my eyes. It makes me take some time to stop and admire the stunning view at the beach there. We always wanted to go to the beach in Mexico, so we were all very excited, especially my younger brother Robbie, who hadn't been to many beaches because he was little and he used to stay with my mom at the car. My mom bought a breakthrough high technology gadget there. It was the famous GoPro camera that we will use in other trips later. Actually, we aren't early adopters, but we thought this gadget would help us in the future. So we bought it not only because of our trip, we were actually looking for it before. It was lightweight and small size, so we didn't have to waste too much space carrying a big camera. Also, I had a touch-sensitive screen and was waterproof, so we could take photos near the sea without worrying if the camera could not work. I remember when we got to the beach, we all ran into the sea and we didn't got up until 2 p.m. It was such a breathtaking view. Looking at the blue sea, the fine sand, and the sun rising from the back of the sea, it was an incredible experience. I just cannot remember any other details, but I don't know. It just feels very overwhelming. You feel like you're very tiny compared to the rest of the world. That's why I remember this experience so much. And I also took some photos that I still have on my computer. After having lunch, we went to Chichen Itza. At the time of its greatest splendor, it was the most powerful city in the Yucatan Peninsula. The Itzas settled in Chichen Itza in the 19th century. They forged a broad domain with a unified culture whose center was Chichen Itza, which came to cover 25 square kilometers. In the late afternoon, we went to the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico, and after that we went back to the hotel to have some rest. That day was so overwhelming that I couldn't sleep at all. I remember I stayed up late until midnight. It was such an incredible experience that I will never forget, because I still do have the memory in my mind of me looking at the sea. You feel tiny compared to the rest of the world. You see the sun rising and you're like a small piece of dust there. So I just cannot forget that. It was an incredible experience. I think I was quite overwhelmed because I stayed like looking at the sea for at least an hour, and my mom was thinking I was ill or something, so she wanted to check, but I just told her I was admiring the beautiful sea. And that's all of my trip to Mexico, the most incredible once-in-a-lifetime experience I've ever had. Well, I hope you guys liked this video. See you next time. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos.